Hello and welcome to Chip Advisor. Yes, welcome to Chip Advisor. We are a family-friendly, food-based podcast. We don't claim to have much knowledge, but we do have the expertise of having at least once in our lives eaten. So, good news, we're here to help you explore new foods you may not have tried. Tonight, excitingly, we're doing Scotch eggs, which should be fun. And Mike has done research, so I am well excited about this. How are you, Mike?
Yeah, very good. Feeling super organised, super prepped. Yeah, how now, brown cow?
And we've got Lewis. How are you, Lewis?
I am very well. It's a bit hot and sweaty out here in the countryside tonight, but but I'm very well. Glad to be here.
Good stuff. And Anthony, who is not on the video, he's just put up a picture of two bananas making a heart shape. How are you, Anthony?
Yes, very good. I am melting, hence the photo. I'm currently sat here in my pants, and absolutely nobody needs to see that on a Sunday evening.
What are your best strategies then, lads, other than stripping down to your pants for coping with the heat?
Oh, I've got a really good one. Really good one that I've only recently invented. And when I say invented, I probably mean realized. So you lie in bed, and I mean, I used to be a completely no duvet, just don't have a duvet. And I don't know whether this is science or whether this, and even if it's just a placebo in my head, but I feel like it's better. I'll put just the corner or a corner of a duvet over my middle third, maybe even my middle fifth. Okay. And that way, yes, I've got a warm midriff. Of course I have. But the rest of my body in comparison is much cooler. And it's because the percentage of my body that's cooler is higher than the percentage of my body that's warmer. I feel cooler. That may not make sense as I've said it, but it does work.
Yeah, it
There's
makes
times
sense.
where there's times where podcasts you're just upset that it's only an audio format and that we don't get a visual of just what you're talking about, Phil. Because it sounds complicated, but I'll go with it.
Effectively, put a small. What I should have said rather than a long drawn out story. Put a small corner of the duvet over your groin. Winner. That's all you need.
I have to sleep like that at all times.
Everything else naked. Everything else naked.
Okay.
I have to sleep like that at all times. I've got a stepdaughter who's 14, and so those are the rules of the house. That is my statutory sleeping state. Completely naked, but a sliver of duvet over the nether regions, just in case she walks in.
I'm right. So two things. I'm not completely naked. I'm wearing boxers.
Oh, well, you did say completely naked.
No, otherwise, apart from the covered areas, I'm completely naked. Sorry, I am wearing boxers. So
well, we're all completely naked apart from covered areas.
Yeah, you're right. If you haven't switched off, we are so truly grateful. Really, I mean, we've had some fairly decent listener figures on this podcast, considering we have minimal friends, as you may guess. So genuinely heartfelt thanks if you're still listening to this right now. So anyone got a less vivid tactic for keeping cool?
Ice pack on your pillows, boys.
Oh,
on your pillows.
Yeah. On your pillow.
Does your pillow not get wet?
Yeah, it's a little bit wet. It's a little bit damp, but trust me, try it. I mean, I'm willing to do anything because the upstairs in my house is it's just ridiculously hot. It feels like you're walking into a fire, and it does help slightly. Not as probably as much as being completely naked like Mike, but I'd rather go down the ice pack route.
I've just remembered I did say two things. The second thing was I used to share a room with Mike, and yes, he did sleep naked. It was horrendous. Not good.
Good times.
Not good. And you don't unsee things. That's the problem.
Sky for life.
Yeah.
I can't
No-
believe that you're taking to putting ice packs in your pillow, but you won't take off your pants.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm the same as that. No way. We're not in a German sauna.
Okay, fine. Lewis, how
Not
do
even
you
the wife
solve
needs to see
the
that.
heat?
Well, I'm very much a pants on kind of a guy. If we're just clarifying
well, just while
these
we're
things for
we're
our
talking about
listeners,
this, okay,
I
yeah,
won't
yeah.
on that. I mean, it's quite simple for me. It's wet flannel on the bald bonce, bang straight on the bald head.
I love
There you go.
that.
Just job done.
Really? Does that help? Like, surely
Yeah.
that's very short term.
Oh no, lovely. That works a treat.
Does it not become a wet warm flannel?
Well, I work on the basis I'm asleep by the time it becomes a wet warm flannel.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, but then you've got a wet pillow.
Well, you got to wring it out. There are complications if it does fall off your head, and then you wake up it stuck to the side of your face. But you know,
Yeah. It's risk and reward, that strategy, in my
yeah.
eyes. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, we're talking Scotch eggs.
Yes.
As you would have guessed from the introduction.
Yeah. So, if you've got through this, congratulations. You must have a huge love of Scotch eggs to want to keep listening. So, Mike, talk
Hello.
to me about you've prepped this episode. So, over to you.
All right. Well, I thought I'd give you a brief history, a look back on the history of Scotch eggs, following which there is an egg-themed quiz, if that works for you guys.
Oh, I do love an egg
Lovely.
themed
Love a
quiz.
quiz.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and presumably there'll be many a question about eggs. So the history.
Do you want? Are you going anywhere? Germany, France, and Italy are the countries I've got sound effects for.
Not going to any of those, unfortunately.
Well, that is a problem. Okay, carry on then in silence. Well, not silence, with no backing music.
Well, it's shrouded in mystery. The history of there's a mystery. No, got nothing else. But it is shrouded in mystery. The history of the Scotch egg. There are many people that have claimed to be the chief designer of the founder Scotch egg, but I'm going to give you just the most notable couple, I guess. So the first one is Maria Rundle in 1809, but she didn't have a breadcrumb layer to hers. Isabel Beeston suggested this as an option shortly afterwards. So Oxford, where you can go to a posh university, you can punt down the river, and you can eat Scotch eggs without breadcrumbs, or you could have done back in the 1800s. Whitby, Yorkshire, is where it's thought to have. God, I'm borrowing myself. Thought to have originated. Whitby, Yorkshire, in the 19th century, they were originally covered in fish paste rather than sausage meat.
Oh, that's
Thoughts on that?
grim. Yeah, no thanks. Not for me, Clive.
Eggs covered in fish paste.
And I mean, that sounds absolutely disgusting.
Rancid.
They were supposedly named after William J. Scott and Sons as a well-known eatery that made and sold them. So they became Scotty eggs and later Scotch eggs. It has also been suggested that they were originally called scorch eggs as they were cooked over an open flame, though according to surviving recipes, they were deep fried in lard. Scotching, lads, is also a culinary process where you mince meat and anchovies.
Isn't scotching
and
when
add
you're
that to a decision.
is that not how you protect a sofa? You scotch protect it, Scotch guard or something?
Do you scotch it by adding anchovies and mincing meat on it?
I've not done that to a sofa. I'll level with
I
you.
can't imagine it's going to end well.
No, the idea of cooking on an open flame. How would that possibly work?
Well, a bit like you'd cook a burger on an open flame, I guess.
Oh, I see. Yeah, for some reason
Flame grilled Scotch eggs.
For some reason in my head they were hanging on string like apples on a that, or donuts on a string like you'd get in a and it was above an open flame. I didn't think it through.
Am I the only person who's completely blown away by these facts? The fact that Scotch eggs were not created in Scotland
Wow.
by
yeah.
a Scotch person.
I
That
was
was
half
why-
hoping Phil was going to play some bagpipe music, and I was going to be able to say no, Phil.
Well, luckily for you, I did no prep because I've been
Okay.
out for a run. But yeah, so Scotch. I thought it was Scotland as well, Lewis. I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah, and me.
Uh,
I just
Do
assumed.
you know how Scotch eggs are made?
No, that's also a big puzzle to me. I don't quite get it. I assume the egg gets cooked first and then wrapped in meat, and somehow by wrapping it in meat, the egg doesn't then cook again. A bit like a baked Alaska. You know a baked Alaska? Is anyone?
Which of you is heavy breathing down your microphone in, clearly getting very excited about
Anthony's in
the
his
Scotch
pants.
egg?
Anthony's already
Okay.
said he's only in his pants. So
Might be
hopefully
the
it's not
heat.
him.
Hang on a minute, I'll mute. It might be the heat in my house, which is just a furnace. I feel like I'm on fire.
I can
I
just
just
hear
can't cope.
this purring in the background. Oh, Scotch eggs.
How?
Well, I will let you into a little secret. I have never eaten a Scotch egg, and the
What?
reason for that is
Whoa.
I hate eggs.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
If it was
Anthony.
down to me, they'd be in room 101.
If you had to have an egg, as the song goes, how do you like your eggs in the morning? How would you like yours cooked?
Well, I'd quite like them in the food bin, please. Just as
sure.
far away from me as possible would be
So
great.
it's
Sure,
there's no
that's very
method of
user-friendly.
egg cooking that you like.
I'll put egg in a cake, but there's
Okay.
no.
Right,
It confuses
right.
me how you'd want to eat something that smells of fart.
Well, you eat ham.
That doesn't smell of fart.
Have you ever opened ham?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think yours is probably mouldy. Mine smells ham-like.
Right. Next time you open a packet of ham, have a sniff, and you'll think, "Who's broken wind in this ham?" before they've packed it.
Okay.
I promise you, opening ham is, it's as good as a stink bomb.
Not as much as an egg.
Oh, that's a bit like dry. Do you remember the old days at Pizza Hut when you used to get the parmesan in the shaker?
Oh
yeah.
Always
that was
smelled like
stinky.
vomit.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's a good shout. That.
Yeah,
That was good old days when they could afford to leave parmesan just lying around on the table.
parmesan and chili flakes.
I think
Pre-Brexit.
I think what's always worried me about eggs slightly is they're a dead baby chicken. And I don't know quite how far along the process they are, if any process. But tonight could be the night that you unpack this for me, because I've always been too scared to look. Just how far gone is said chicken with the egg?
It's not a dead baby chicken.
Sure about that?
I think I've had this argument with someone before.
I remember
was
being
wrong.
in a room. I think, Phil, I was in a room where this was first explained to you by a farmer's daughter. I think this was some
Who was
years
explained?
ago.
Who had it explained to them? Me or Phil?
Phil, I seem to remember.
Oh, good. Okay.
With somebody definitely explained the process of what was going on with an egg, and you were mortified.
They're unfertilized eggs. They're unfertilized eggs. They're not dead baby chickens. So don't panic, children who are listening, please. Especially my children. It's enough. There's enough that you don't eat already.
Oh no.
But
So,
yeah, they're
sorry,
not.
where
They're
in
not,
the process is it?
they're not dead baby chickens. They're
Right.
unfertilized eggs.
Unfertilized eggs. So, all right. So it's just a bit like, okay. All right. Well, I know what it's a bit like. I won't. Yeah, your children are listening.
Yeah.
Okay. Eh. Oh, if only he was here, young Harry.
Yeah, I
He could
feel
put
like
us straight on
Harry
this.
would know. Harry would know. Much love to Harry. He's not here tonight, but yeah, we're thinking of him. But yeah, I don't know how it all works, but I've often
Well, you've had it explained to you by a farmer's daughter, apparently.
right. The two things. One, I'm desperately racking my brains for a farmer's daughter that I know, and I know that it'll be typical that someone's going to tap me on the shoulder and go, "Oh, didn't even remember me," like this week, which would be embarrassing.
Oh.
Lewis, do I know? Do I know the farmer's daughter quite well?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
this the quiz? Is this the quiz?
Yes.
Let's guess the farmer's
I mean,
daughter.
I don't know if I publicly want to
No,
say
fine.
this on podcast, but yes, you do.
Has Phil dated the farmer's daughter?
Not
More
as-
than likely in this
not-
village.
not that I know of, but that doesn't
Okay.
necessarily rule it out.
Okay. Is the farmer's daughter younger than Phil?
Oh, this is like Guess Who
Ooh,
again?
That's a good
Yeah.
question. I don't know. I would assume them to be of similar age.
Okay. Is she wearing a hat?
I would say has been known to.
Okay.
Oh,
Does the
gosh.
farmer talk with a proper good old fashioned farmer's voice?
Absolutely, he does.
In which case, this is the only farmer I can think of. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's the only farmer I can think of. Wonder when I was sat in a room with her. Well,
Well,
this has been fun.
This is
listeners.
awkward.
Well, there we go. All right. So back to how we make the Scotch eggs, then, shall we? So they hard boil the egg.
Knew it.
Poor old unmade baby chicken.
No,
a bit
no,
like-
no,
the
children.
egg
that
is
is not it.
the
Edit that
egg
bit
is
out.
like the broccoli. The egg is like the broccoli of the egg world. If you left it, it might flower into something quite beautiful.
It is like the ice cream from the baked Alaska. Then, so it's already in its state of eatingness, and it
It
gets
is.
covered with
what-
something, and then by baking it somehow, because it's covered, it doesn't cook again.
That's right. So it's hard boiled for 7 to 8 minutes, and then a mixture of sausage meat, pepper, a little bit of ground ham, perhaps, some salt, some seasoning, is made into a little ball, and then that ball is flattened out into like a patty. And you roll the patty out with a bit of flour onto some cling film. This is how you would make it. I don't know how they make them in the factories. I'm sure there's a much more sped up way of doing this in the factories. But you make your little patty, you put the egg in the middle, and then you pull up the cling film on each of the sides so it forms the said ball. Then
I
flour.
find it easier using my hands, but you may use whatever implements you prefer.
quite Nigella, quite. And then you it's egg, flour, breadcrumbs, deep fry for 10 minutes.
Oh, so the sausage meat isn't baked; that is just deep fried.
Just deep fried.
So the best Scotch eggs, in my view, are ones that are still runny in the middle
Oh no!
when you get them when they're still warm. How does that work?
Oh, that's very pub food now, isn't it?
Yeah,
What's the
absolutely.
gastro pub?
Yeah.
Bistro. Oh, gastropub. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. How does that happen, Mike?
Oh, I've
Come on.
I've not had that level of research. I'm afraid. I imagine you'd buy one in a farm shop, one of those, a runny Scotch egg, with a little beetroot salad garnish.
Lovely. Sounds lovely on a warm summer's evening.
Farm shops. I can't stand farm shops at the moment. I'm going for a real frustration with farm shops. My wife keeps taking me to farm shops. They're very expensive for what they are.
Does she every time she buys something, and you look at her like, why are you spending money on stuff in this farm shop? It's extortionate. Does she turn and say, why did you buy 36 cans of horrible drink after your last episode?
Yeah, following the I should explain really. Following the last episode of this pod, which was based around Fanta, we started talking about what our favourite flavours would be, and I said either sour apple or bubblegum. So I ordered 36 cans between the two flavours. Actually, that's not true. She ordered 12 of each of those, and then I spotted they did a candy floss one, so I ordered 12 of them as well. I can confirm they are all disgusting and have taken root in my fridge, and I imagine we'll be there for quite some time.
Yeah, you're in trouble for that, I reckon.
Anyway, runny Scotch eggs. I don't know how you'd make that.
You must just effectively parboil them. You know,
parboil them. But how are you putting them? Well, hold on. Okay, let's roll it right back there. You parboil them. So, what state are they in when you put them onto the sausage meat?
Well, you're saying at the moment that you cook them for 7 to 8 minutes in the recipe that you've Googled.
Yeah, sure.
I'm saying you do 5 to 6 minutes, and you very carefully peel the egg and you treat it like a tiny little baby, and then you wrap.
Well, it kind of
baby-
is, isn't it, kids?
It's not, children.
Oh dear.
You wrap it in sausage meat and then fry it. It's like the same. Effectively, you cook the egg for slightly less, so you've got to be a lot carefuler, more careful.
Carefuler.
Yeah, carefuler. I've said it, so I'll carry on. And then you very carefully peel the shell off.
I wonder if I know Ant hates eggs. We've discovered that, but my favourite method of eating eggs and cooking them is poached eggs. I wonder if you could poach an egg and then very carefully put some meat
that might be
around
doable.
it without bursting it. I don't know.
But but then when you slice it open, if I know the ones you're talking about, Lewis, I have partaken. The egg is the white is firm, but the
Yes.
yolk is runny, and you don't get that with a poached egg, do you? There's still a bit of give in a poached egg.
Yeah, I think that is true.
Runny Scotch eggs are the in thing when it comes to Scotch eggs these days. If you go to a pub and they do a Scotch egg as a bar snack, it'll be runny 9 times out of 10. Anthony, I'm wondering your theory on eggs. You don't eat them because they smell of wind. It's only rotten eggs that smell that way.
I don't think it is.
It is. What other eggs don't smell like that?
I'm not convinced. The only eggs that should be acceptable, in my opinion, are chocolate eggs. I love a bit of Easter. Love some chocolate eggs. Actual eggs. No, and it's quite. My dad would be fuming at this because he eats about 6 eggs a day, but I absolutely can't stand them.
Hang on a second. We need to unpack that. Your dad's on a 6 egg a day diet.
Who's your dad? Desperate Dan.
He is lifting some weights during the day.
He does like plenty of eggs and special brew. Yeah, it's a lovely diet for a 75-year-old man. And obviously tea and toast. The best tea and toast around, incidentally. He loves eggs. He panics. Do you remember recently? Wasn't there an egg shortage at one point with the various things that have been? Oh, the panic on his little face. But yeah, he hasn't passed that down to me. I absolutely can't stand them. I'm sure that next time Bev, my wife, cooks an egg, I will be smelling it because I'm sure they always smell of fart, no matter how fine they are.
Do eggs actually smell of anything? I'm trying to think. When you crack an egg open, does it have a smell?
No, not in a million years.
Not until you cook it.
Yes, it's for cooking.
No, it doesn't. So I make dirty fries. It's my signature dish at home. It's very unhealthy, and you have it with a couple of fried eggs. And the other month, I was frying the eggs, and I cracked 3 of them into the frying pan, and then I cracked the 4th one. And as I cracked it over the pan, you could tell it had already been cracked and it had gone rotten, and that fell into the pan, and that smell was the worst smell, and you couldn't get rid of it. That smelled like wind, Anthony, but that was a rotten egg.
If I make an egg sandwich, Phil, if I make egg sandwiches for the kids, I can smell it. Eggs definitely smell.
I'm not sure eggs smell.
You're absolutely ludicrous. This is absolutely ludicrous.
I don't think they smell.
What?
When you're frying an egg, what you can smell is the oil.
Yeah.
Of course it's not. What are you talking? Have you two got together before this episode and said, come on, let's have a bit of a wind up?
So when you make a boiled egg, can you smell the boiled egg?
When I unpeel the egg, yes.
Right. Next time I see you, Mike, I'm gonna have a few random objects that I'm gonna wave under your nose. So one of them will be a cooked egg. One of them, I don't know, will be something that also doesn't smell, like a PlayStation controller or something. And one of them will be, I don't know, a foam banana. And you could try and identify them because I don't think you
lost the plot.
I think
you have lost the plot. I'm with Mike on this.
You're crazy.
Of course, eggs smell.
They do.
You can't say it's the oil. Otherwise, when I cook sausages and I can smell sausages, is that the oil as well?
Well, partially, yes.
Of course it is. It's not the same smell, is it?
That's good.
It's just a fart smell.
Honestly, I feel like you're winding me up for winding me up's sake.
Yeah, I think they are.
Smell.
They do.
You're right.
I've never walked into the house and thought, "Ooh, that's a scrambled egg. That's really smells."
What?
Yeah,
I
agree.
can't believe this. This is blowing my mind more than the fact
This is
that
absolutely
Scotch eggs aren't from Scotland.
ridiculous.
You're reacting like we're looking at one of those pictures online where they go, "Oh, is the dress pink or is it yellow?"
It
Yeah,
is like
it's a
that.
bit like
This is
that.
nuts.
But I do think that you and Anthony have lost your mind. You can't smell an
Right.
egg.
Right. Put something out on Twitter right now, and by the end of the episode, we'll come back.
I'll
Do eggs
ask-
smell? Yes
okay,
or no? Just
I'll-
simple.
I'll ask both our followers. Hang on. I'll
No,
put
no,
it
I'm
on
going to phone a couple of people up. I'm just going to phone them up now live. We'll just do it. Let's not muck
Okay,
about.
that'd be better. Who are you going to
I'll-
phone? 'Cause it needs to be someone trustworthy.
Just tell me when to stop. I'll just go through my contacts.
This would
Be
be a
fun, wouldn't
great game. Yep,
Yeah,
go on.
on. on.
He's scrolling.
Yeah.
Stop.
Who was
Okay.
anyhow?
Well, it's one of Claire's friends.
Yeah,
This
could be
that's
awkward.
good. No, it
She
won't
calls
be
me
awkward.
Mike the Knight. Let's see what happens.
Well, I'm intrigued to see if she calls you that.
She might call me Mike the Knight. She might do.
Don't say anything else apart from the egg question.
I might say hello.
No. Ooh.
What's this tense? She's obviously thinking, why?
Welcome to the
Yeah,
YouTube.
she's put me straight to voicemail there because she's thinking, why is Mike ringing me? Okay, let's go again.
Okay, you scrolling?
Yeah, I'm scrolling.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll phone this person. It was Harry Redknapp. I'm not phoning Harry Redknapp. That would be
Name drop.
that would be very awkward.
This is the biggest name drop. Of,
This is.
Yeah, I can't. I'll go up. I can't do Harry Redknapp. That would be madness. Right. Okay.
Harry Brennan, therefore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't phone him right now.
I've got Holly. She's your wife. I'll call
Yes.
her.
No, she's in the bath. She doesn't
Yeah,
want to
that's
talk
all right.
to you. You're not
Yeah, she
phoning
does.
my wife in the bath. She won't answer.
Too late.
I bet she does.
Dude, we're not having.
This is amazing.
Well, she's going to think I've died live on air and you're trying to get hold of me.
Welcome to the
Oh, she's taking me to voicemail as well. So what's wrong with these people?
This is awesome.
Okay.
Keep going.
Right. Matthew Pearson.
What?
He won't answer me, will he?
He's definitely not going to answer you.
Let's try it.
There's an abundance of people who don't like taking your calls, mate.
This is Lewis's son I'm ringing now. He'll be down in a minute, Lewis, and he'll be saying,
Welcome to the Tesco.
well, it's good to, if nothing else, we're finding out which is the most popular network.
Well, I could tell you for one that you've angered my wife right now because she, in a panic, has just jumped out of the bath and had to run downstairs to
right,
check.
well,
that
could
I
Did she
was
answer the
alive.
question though?
I'll try her
No.
again then. Let's see if
No,
she
don't-
answers this time.
Don't ring her again because she's trying to have a relaxing bath. I've already told the children to let her have a relaxing bath. Don't you
I'll
interrupt
just
it.
try her one more time.
Don't call her. Just spin the wheel. I'll tell you when to stop.
I'll just try her one more time.
Don't phone my wife. Oh,
Oh, she really isn't. No.
no, she's trying to relax.
What better way to relax than solving people's problems? That
If I'm
puts you
in the
massively
bath-
at ease.
I'm in the bath. I don't want to speak to my brother-in-law.
Right.
first.
Okay.
Spin the wheel. I will get someone on the line.
I'm trying this one. I'm just pushing and ringing now.
All right, Mike is Harry.
It's not Harry Redknapp. This guy's not going to answer either. This is
No
awkward.
one.
This is
wants to talk to you.
unbelievable.
Have
Right,
you got
hold
any?
on.
Have you got any real friends?
Oh, that's harsh. That's very harsh. Let me try. I'll try Joe. I'll try Lewis's wife now.
Well, my wife has just popped a headband door to say, has Mike just tried to phone Matthew?
Oh, yeah, I have. All right. Well, I'll try and ring her now. Hold on. For some reason, I don't have a number, but I'm ringing her on Messenger. Right, come on. Yes, answer, Joe. Joe.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
She knows that I know she knows that I'm ringing. Joe.
Hello?
Hello, you okay?
Yes.
Can you? Yeah, fine, thank you. Can you just solve just a little issue I have with your husband right now? He's saying that eggs. Yeah, just the one. Yeah, he's saying that eggs don't smell.
They don't smell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
They
they do, don't they?
Yeah.
He's just on a wind up. Okay, I was just
Oh,
checking that
Jay.
you didn't have
Oh.
particularly like
Boom.
What
eggs
the-
that don't smell of anything in your
ridiculous.
house.
Whenever I make egg mayonnaise, he says that it stinks the house out.
Oh,
Brilliant.
no.
Absolutely
Coming.
rumbling.
That's
Joe, that's
different.
brilliant.
This
Thank you
is
very
different.
much.
This is different, isn't it, Phil?
You've
All right.
combined
Thanks for being a help.
ingredients.
Yes.
Ant
Phil-
and Mike
Bye now.
1, Phil and Lewis
I
0.
knew this was
Well,
coming
well,
as soon as
well.
you picked Joe, that this would come up. And Phil's about to explain to you about
It's a
why
com-
egg mayonnaise is different.
It's
Oh,
a
go on then.
complete. There's a chemical reaction
Absolutely.
when you smash up
Ooh, I
eggs.
like
and-
oil.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
Anthony.
yeah,
Yes.
Thanks, Ad.
When you
Yeah.
smash up eggs,
When you make egg mayonnaise, you're
Yeah.
adding other things to the egg, and there's a
Right.
chemical reaction. The egg reacts to the mayonnaise and creates a very pungent smell.
do you know what's
Essentially,
made? What's in the mayonnaise?
Well, what you're doing is you're adding
Mm.
egg, and obviously mayonnaise is egg.
Made of
It's a-
egg.
yeah,
That's
it's
right.
double egg. It's a chemical reaction, but when you put two
Well,
eggs
so scrambled
together,
eggs.
it smells.
So scrambled eggs is double egg. It's
No,
two
it's
eggs.
two different. They're the same
Scrambled
type of
what?
eggs.
Scrambled eggs is 2 eggs.
Well, it depends how many eggs you make it with.
It could be
Mike.
6 eggs. It doesn't make it any more smelly. Look,
That's
I feel
my
like
point. It doesn't smell.
no, it
you've-
does smell. It
you've made
smells
our
of
points.
egg.
You've just said that if you have a scrambled egg with 1 egg or scrambled egg with 6 eggs, it doesn't get more smelly, which means
That's
eggs
correct.
don't smell.
No, it doesn't mean Phil. If I run a marathon
Yep.
or if I run to the door, there will be different levels of smell, but I will still smell.
There'll be different levels of smell, which is my point. Because you've just
But
said
still,
there won't be.
I still smell.
You said there won't be different levels of smell with
I
the
don't, I
eggs.
don't like the point I've just made. Actually, I don't like the point I've just made. On lots of levels, it makes no sense and it's unflattering to me.
It feels like
So-
it's been a tough 5 minutes or so because no
Let's play a
one's
quiz,
answered
shall
their
we?
phone. No one's answered their phone to you. And then the one person that did gave an example that doesn't qualify.
Right, I'm doing one more.
Stop now.
Stop me and buy one.
Stop.
Stop there. Okay, she's in Zimbabwe. What time is
Okay,
it in Zimbabwe?
Skip it. No, skip it. Why have you got such an international phone book?
The agent for
Stop.
Sooty? Don't want to do that really.
Stop.
Why don't you
All
try
right,
City?
okay. Here we go. He's really quiet. Really quiet. Oh, I've got people now saying, "Oh, just missed your call. All okay?" Right.
We'll just phone them
Let's
back.
try this one. Don't worry.
Hang
Big
up and
Nick's on
leave.
the phone.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. I'm really sorry to phone you of a Sunday evening, but I'm with Lewis and we're having a slight argument. Just looking for you to solve with me. Do eggs smell? Is there a smell of egg?
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
definitely. That's great, Nick. That's all I needed. You were the voice of reason I was going to on this.
Okay,
So-
hopefully that's helped.
Yeah, it really has. Thank
It
you, mate,
really
very
hasn't,
much.
Nick, but good to hear
All
from
right,
you.
cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Bye. Well, there we have it.
Egg
And he's a
on
fireman.
face for Phil and Lewis.
Oh, egg on face. Very good. Let's do a quiz, shall we, Phil?
The problem is Nick
Mm.
is the most handsome man I know, so
Mm.
I struggle to disagree with him.
Mm.
I
Well,
certainly
there you
wouldn't
go.
disagree with him to his face.
He's a
could
fireman.
Yeah, he could floor me if he wanted to. Absolutely floor me. Right, quiz.
Here we go.
You want a quiz? You can have a quiz. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz.
I only had half a theme tune, but I'm sure you'll edit it if required, Phil. So this is how do you like your eggs? Now we understand, and you don't. You may or may not know that there was a scientific research study conducted in 2012 about the way that people eat their eggs, and the results were very interesting. The study indicated that how people like their eggs cooked reveals a lot about them, their personality, and what makes them tick. So I'm going to quickly give you now the different ways you can have eggs, and then I'm going to read some of these character traits, and you're going to take it in turns to try and guess what type of eggs they prefer. Got it?
Okay, what you just tell me at what point you want quiz tension music, and I'll put it on.
All right. So the possible answers include scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, soft-boiled eggs, poached eggs, sunny side up eggs.
That's fried
Fried
eggs.
Well, yeah, fried eggs. Eggs Benedict, omelets, deviled eggs, and controversially, quiche. So you're gonna have three. You're gonna have three each, lads. Three each, and you're gonna tell me which type of eggs these people prefer. So if you're happy with that, tension bed, please.
We're in.
Okay then, Phil. We'll start with you because you're in the top left-hand corner of my screen.
Thank you.
According to the study, people that prefer their eggs this way are guarded people. Their life is organised. They usually have or want high-level jobs. They're conservative, and once they have friends, they keep them for life.
I'm thinking a soft-boiled egg.
I can tell you it's not a soft-boiled egg. I won't tell you what it is because that would... Actually, no, it will get chaotic if I don't.
Can I tell you my next guess? I was going to go was omelette.
No. Well, it's scrambled eggs. They like their eggs scrambled up and mixed together, but their life is more organised.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
We move to Ant. Anthony,
hello.
are you ready?
Oh, very much so.
Okay, here we go. People that favour these types of eggs over the other styles tend to be outgoing and happier than those who prefer eating eggs any other way. These egg lovers have some mystery about them. Others like to be around them because they're down to earth. While these people can succeed in any area, they tend to appreciate the simple things in life. For instance, they would rather live in a cabin than a castle.
I'll level with you. I've already forgotten most of the types of way you can cook an egg, but I'm gonna say, I hate them so much. I'm gonna say sunny side up.
Oh, it's not sunny side up. I'm afraid it was
it's the one I could
poached
remember.
eggs.
Oh, poached.
Poached eggs.
Poached. That is frustrating.
Okay. Lewis, we move to you.
Okay.
Open goal.
People who like their eggs cooked this way are usually hard workers. They tend to have jobs that require a specific skill and are typically accomplished in what they do. It takes time to warm to these kind of egg lovers, but once you get to know them, you will love them just as much as they love their eggs.
Right. Okay. So let's think what we've got left. I think we've got Eggs Benedict.
Oh no, it was fried eggs. Fried eggs.
Oh, very
Who's
simple.
done this?
They
Who's done
surveyed
this
1,000 people. 1,000 people they surveyed.
Gosh.
So, I think it's talking about particular one direct skill that they have. So that's more of a tradesman, and you can imagine a tradesman enjoying a fried egg rather than Eggs Benedict. I would think. Anyway, we move. We'll probably just do one more each because it hasn't really lived up to expectations. Next up, Phil.
Yeah.
People who love their eggs this way are usually busy people. They would rather work and be on the go than sit and have a quiet meal. However, when they do stop to eat, they want things just the way they want them, and they don't mind sending food back to the kitchen in restaurants if food is not exactly the way they want it to be.
Right. Well, it's one of two. It's either, my head is either scrambled or omelette. I'll let you know that I'm thinking of those two. And I'm going to go scrambled.
It was Eggs Benedict.
What?
Eggs.
Who's got time to make Eggs Benedict if they're in a rush?
Well, I don't know.
This quiz is ridiculous.
Well, no, but it did say that when they stop and eat, they want things just the way they do.
But it also said they really didn't have much time.
Oh, you know what it's like. You get your lunchbox out, open it up, Eggs Benedict in the middle of it, ready to go.
Still, at least it doesn't smell.
We've all been there.
Okay, we move to Anthony. Anthony, could be a win for you. Okay. These egg lovers are true to themselves and will not change just to get people to like them. Yeah, they are usually strict on themselves and others, but they will not hurt other people's feelings. That's
Oh, goodness.
fairly generic, I would say.
What's left? I'll just go sunny side up again.
Oh, it's not sunny side up.
Oh,
It was
sunny side up.
boiled.
Oh,
Soft boiled.
So Lewis for the win, or Mike's going to have to do a
Lewis.
tiebreaker.
For the win, and I feel like you're going to get this.
What are you
These
basing
egg
that on?
lovers, I feel like this is. I feel like it's a fairly easy clue. This one.
These egg lovers like scrambled
These egg
eggs.
lovers. These these egg lovers are those who like to spice up their lives. While they love some of the same thing as other egg lovers, they don't want to settle for anything that is ordinary. This is evident by the way they dress and act. They like to add a little accessory to their life.
Well, if I'm wrong on this, then I'm going home, but I'm already home. I'm leaving the call. It's deviled eggs.
It is deviled eggs, Lewis. You
Yes.
take the win. Congratulations.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow,
Well done.
Lewis.
Well done.
I mean,
Congratulations.
Clue till last, but it's good because it means that it is an end to the quiz. So,
You would have hated that to have gone for a tie break, wouldn't you?
oh gosh, yeah, that was the quiz.
Yeah.
It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz. So we've got some questions come in, and I've got a couple of questions, if I may.
Hmm.
Firstly, Scotch egg, you don't ever see it, as far as I'm aware, with anything. So it's one of the only foods you have on its own. You don't get
But
like a Scotch egg and chips, do you? It's just a Scotch egg.
Well,
I
according
can't
to
think of-
Wikipedia, actually, the best thing to have a Scotch egg with is chips. But famously, of course, it was recently with the return to drinking establishments. Scotch egg was the thing to have, and you had it by itself.
Yeah, I can't think of many foods that you wouldn't, savoury foods especially, that you wouldn't have with something else. Scotch eggs on its own, there is a one-man band.
Yeah, I agree. But I think there's a lot of condiments that you could have with a Scotch egg.
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah.
that-
If it's runny, I want a ketchup. If it's hot
Yeah.
and runny, I want a ketchup. If it's cold and come as part of a meal deal, I want a mayonnaise, or even a salad cream.
I
was
would
gonna say
yes,
salad
I
cream.
agree. Salad cream, yeah, salad cream or a pickle even.
I'd love a
Oh,
coleslaw if there's one going.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back. A pickle on an egg? You lost your mind?
Pickle with a Scotch egg. That's not controversial, surely.
Let me phone Joe and check where he's lying about this as well.
I surely a pickle with an egg.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I just feel like that's
Can't you got
insanity.
you got the kind
It
of
feels
the-
quite Plowman's-esque.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Perfectly put. A bit of meat, a bit
Thank
of
you.
thing cuts. Kind of the vinegar cuts through it.
Sounds quite
Yeah.
posh.
I can see how that would work. Maybe a chutney.
What, posh pickle.
Posh pickle.
Mm.
Is a Scotch egg effectively a savoury, less exciting Kinder Surprise?
I'd rather have a Kinder Surprise.
Very
course you
clearly,
would.
yeah. It does
I like
feel
that.
that way.
Mm.
But the surprise is always the same, so there's less surprise to the.
It's
to the
like a
Scotch
really
egg.
rubbish Russian doll of food, isn't it? You know what you'd
like
you'd
really
like,
rubbish.
You'd like a couple of more items in there. What could you have inside the Scotch egg to make it a Russian doll?
You
So
would be
inside, you'd have to plant an egg. You'd have to plant something inside the egg, wouldn't you? That would be tricky.
Yes.
Just take the egg out, make it look better.
But surely,
Ma-
but a
go
Russian
on.
doll, you have another Russian doll inside, and then another doll. You don't have different things
Oh,
inside.
It's a bit
It's
like
the
it's a bit
same
like if
thing
you
that repeats.
it's a bit like when you have a 3-bird roast, a bird inside a bird inside a bird.
Yes.
Hmm. So you don't really want an egg inside an egg inside an egg, because that's just egg.
How would you possibly do that? I mean, you'd have to start with you'd start big and go ostrich, and then somehow you'd have to plow into the ostrich egg.
Penguin egg.
Yeah, maybe.
I think. And then where would you go from a penguin egg?
Something like an albatross. Is an albatross's egg bigger than a penguin's egg? Obviously, the question's been asked a few times. I just can't remember the answer.
Look, egg. But I'm thinking, could we not? Maybe I've gone about this wrong way. Maybe the egg is going to be the centerpiece of this. We won't call it a Russian doll then, but this kind of multi-layered. Strip one layer away and then you find another. The parcel of the food world, perhaps. That would be quite fun. You could pass it around the table, and then I eat the sausage meat, and then pass it over to Phil. Phil eats the egg, and inside the egg, he's found a chicken nugget. And inside the chicken nugget, he's found a pea.
Oh, that would be lovely. A Scotch egg that people have been fingering round a circle. That would be absolutely delightful.
Yowzers.
Gosh, COVID's over.
Okay, so
let's do what we couldn't do in COVID and pass around this Scotch egg to music.
Okay, so let's imagine the egg is the centerpiece. Okay?
What would be the music going on for Scotch egg? Scotch egg, pass the parcel, please.
Just some kind of pop music. If you've got anything poppy.
Dad had a song called on a cassette once in France called the Egg Song that just went egg, 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 and that was in the phase where Dad.
Surely it would have gone off.
Very good, very good. It's French for egg, but no, it was an English cassette. But Dad was in that phase where if anyone spoke during the song that he wanted to listen to, he would rewind the cassette until the start of the song again, and then make it play until there was complete silence throughout. So I remember that song, but can't think of any other egg-based songs.
Have you got a song that you could play now, and we'll stop it, and then let's do a bit of virtual. Okay.
Well,
pass it around, and I'll tell you what the layer is when the music stops.
Okay, just leave it with me. I will try and find an egg-based song. Okay. I mean, we're going to be limited. I can't.
There is a bit of an egg vibe to this. I'm quite excited. I've just had another idea. This is quite strong. So, ready when you are, Phil.
Well, that is good because I'm not. There's a song called "Eggs" by Hey Dougie,
okay, let's do that.
There's a song called Egg, Sausage, Chips and Beans by the Lancashire Hot Pots. Which one do you want?
Any of those songs is fine. Let's go the Lancashire Hot Pots.
Oh, hang on, because I've just turned the volume up. My phone is currently connected to my daughter's device, my Spotify
should be
account.
Listening to the Lancashire Hot Pots right now.
Here we go.
Okay, pass it around, guys. Pass the plate round. Don't hold on to it, Anne.
Sorry, can't help myself.
Oh, you get to take off the meringue layer, Ant. Okay.
Yes.
Knife and fork in. I'll do the sound effects. Knife and fork in.
Nice and squeaky.
You're having a savoury egg in a meringue?
There's many layers, Phil. Many layers.
This is grotesque.
Take off. That's okay. Round it goes again. Anthony, stop holding on to it.
Sorry, just can't help myself.
Oh, it's the honeydew melon. Phil, do you want to chop away at that? Chop away at the honeydew melon.
That's not made of eggs.
No, but it's just part of my Scotch egg parcel.
I'm confused by what's going on at the moment.
Somebody's had far too much sun.
What's happening?
Inside that, is it just pass it around? You've got a little bit of melon. Try and keep it mindful of the skin.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to keep
the melon
combo.
I'm having to play this music at full pelt. So what I'm going to do is change the music up to something we got on our soundboard, because that way it won't wake my children whilst recording. Yeah. So here we go.
Okay, right. Pass it round. Keep it, Anthony. If I tell you one more time, mate. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. It's the donut layer. Big old donut. That okay.
Donut. Right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We've had meringue, then melon, and then there's a donut inside the melon.
Gosh, that's
Don't
gonna
ask
be
me how it got there.
What type of donut? Custard?
No, just
Let's
well,
hope
you'll
it
find
wasn't a
out in a
ring
minute what the filling
donut.
was. You'll find out what the filling was in a minute. Okay, make sure everyone gets a turn, Phil. Oh, well done, Phil. It's your turn, and you've got sausage meat. Congratulations, sausage meat.
inside a donut.
Yeah,
Nice.
with
Okay.
okay. Keep it going, Anthony. Pass it round.
I just love meringue.
Yes. Oh, it's me, and I got the egg. I'm the winner.
Oh, that's fantastic. So tell you what.
Did you
A,
think of that just off the top of your head?
What gave it away?
The melon?
Yeah, the melon. The melon was there. That was difficult. Melon. If we just take the melon out of it, that's sort of still. Oh, and the pineapple. Did I have a pineapple? I think I was
No.
just thinking pineapple, then I changed it to melon at the last
no
minute.
pineapple.
If you just had meringue, donut, sausage meat, egg, that would work.
So this is for your dream birthday Scotch egg pass the parcel.
Pass the parcel. Yeah,
Saw someone. Heston can probably make it happen.
exactly.
I was very tempted just to interrupt your game with this.
Fanta flavour or a mustard engraver? Fanta flavour or a mustard engraver?
Missed it in a way. Missed it in a way.
Yeah. So I don't know how we got there. Kinder surprises, I believe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we have had some questions.
Oh, inside the egg was a plastic figure of a minion. So,
How confusing. So Joe asks, "Do you know the Scotch egg song?" Which would have been
that
good
would
if I
have been
had
really
that.
handy.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the Scotch eggs by the Wiggles. Hang on.
Scotch eggs. Coloured pigs. Dog pigs. Horse legs.
Maybe it was
Yeah.
that one. There is
Yeah.
an artist on Spotify called DJ Scotch Egg. Maybe check him out.
Yeah, he sounds great.
Yeah. So no, I haven't. Has anyone else, guys?
No, you've not heard of the Scotch
no.
egg song.
No.
Okay. Next question from Mickey. The best Scotch eggs contain black pudding in the sausage meat section.
Oh, come on.
Do you agree, Lewis?
No.
I've never sampled it, but I would be very open to tasting. I do like a bit of black pudding.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
So yeah, I've heard of it, but I can't speak 'cause I've never had it myself.
I'd like to think my food tastes are fairly wide and varied, but I draw the line at eating congealed blood. Yeah.
I'm with Mike on that.
Yeah.
Well, you draw
Sorry.
the line at eating eggs because rotten eggs smell.
No, they
I think it's
all
dangerous.
smell.
I think it's dangerous territory
I mean-
you're moving back into, Phil.
I mean, Mike says his tastes are quite wide ranging, but you won't eat fish, which
Well, I will eat
Does-
fish. I just don't like it.
oh okay. So
Yeah.
they're wide ranging. You just don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But I would never. I have never tasted. I've tried cod. I've tried haddock. I've tried cod roe. I've tried fish fingers.
This does
tried
speak of
fish
a man with
cakes.
quite wide ranging
Pilchards.
food tastes.
Exactly right. But I've never tried black pudding.
Oh.
I can't bring myself to do it.
It seems pretty grim. Dave asks, are Scotch eggs best eaten hot or cold?
Well, we've kind of touched on this, haven't we? I'm a cold guy. I see it very much as a salad accompaniment.
I would definitely go hot.
Yeah, I've only ever had one hot Scotch egg, which.
Ow.
Bye.
Well,
Breaking news.
well, that really, yeah. God, I didn't know tonight was going to be the night we'd find that out.
To be
grief.
honest, we could have just said that at the start and turned it off. People would have loved it. Great part.
If you've been affected by any of the topics covered in tonight's podcast, there are numbers that you can call. I'm sure.
I've got a feeling my wife's been affected.
Oh no!
Yeah, because you've ruined her bath. So Nick says, if you could replace the egg in a Scotch egg to make a new product, what would it be?
Okay, So this brings me quite nicely to savoury eggs that made a bit of a stampede onto our supermarket shelves in the 80s and 90s, which is sort of an egg mayo, like a minced egg, a chopped egg, finely chopped egg in mayo, but they only make those in small.
Yeah, it's what.
Why
I
is
would-
that?
It's what I would term, and I am going to use the words, eggy balls.
You've got what?
Wow.
At Christmas or a birthday, pickies or buffet, eggy balls, aren't they? They're not Scotch eggs.
No, you always find them. You can always get them 3 for 2 with sausage rolls and cocktail sausages.
Yes. Yeah, they've
Yeah,
got
okay.
like egg mayo inside, the Scotch egg shell.
Yeah. So I would quite like a full size one of those, but also following on from what Lewis said, I'd quite like a cheese and pickle centre, like a mini Edam in the middle with pickle around the edge.
Really? With sausage meat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with that. Now, I'm controversial here because I know some of your feelings on fruit and sweet things.
Don't start.
No,
Don't do this.
I
put
wonder,
raspberries in it or
because you have
something.
with your pork, you often have an apple sauce.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh,
Only
you
lunatics have
certainly
apple
do.
sauce with
Pork
pork.
and apple sauce. I do a bit of
Oh, dear.
apple sauce inside. That'd be amazing.
I thought you were going down the toffee apple route, but replace the toffee with pork.
I mean,
Shove it on a
to some degree, that is what I've done.
Oh, gross.
And on a stick, it's got even better.
I'm
Horrible.
really sorry.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I've been particularly nasty on this one.
Yeah, that is.
Yes, I
particularly
agree.
nasty.
They're very.
God.
There's no need for apples in there, thank you.
Yeah,
You
no,
Philistines.
not.
Phil,
for
what about
me.
you, mate? What would you put in there?
Yeah, I don't think you can go far wrong with just a whole ball of mozzarella. Just a
Okay.
solid ball of mozzarella, wrap it in sausage meat.
We're going hot here rather than cold, then.
Yeah. And then I want it as soon as it's come out the fryer. That'd be good.
Okay, I can see that would work.
Yeah.
And
I would also go cheese, unsurprisingly, because I actually like cheese. But I'd also chuck some bacon in there. Bacon, sausage, cheese. Perfect if you're on a diet.
yeah, sounds good.
Lovely stuff.
Okay, next one. Does it taste better eaten in small bits, cut in half, then half again for some
gosh.
reason, or is that just me? That's from Paul. I think I know what he means. He likes to make effectively orange segments with a Scotch egg. That's what I think he means.
I think that is what he means. I like to go at it whole,
Like an apple.
like I'm biting into an apple. Yeah, but without any apple, please. Yeah.
Lewis?
I'm definitely. I cut it in half, and then go it in halves.
What? So you have two sausage boats with an egg in?
Yeah, it's perfect. Perfectly described, Phil. Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, not sure. I'd like to, go at it like it's like an apple with Mike. And Ant doesn't eat them, so we'll never know what he does. But yeah, cutting them up. If I'm having a buffet and I can't afford multiple Scotch eggs, then it's a good way of giving everyone a little chance to have some Scotch egg, I suppose.
Well, no one goes to a buffet and expects a whole Scotch egg. You don't have I mean, that would be one heck of a buffet. I've never been to a buffet where there's just a plate of full Scotch eggs.
True. True.
If you're going hot Scotch egg, you've got to cut it in half. You can't be picking that thing up and biting straight into it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you're gonna burn your tongue doing that.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, there are. I mean, this is for another podcast, I suspect. But there's a minefield we could walk through here where there are rissoles and there are Kievs. That are not dissimilar to the Scotch egg, but that's another time, another place.
What's a rissole?
Well, a rissole, I believe, is minced beef, mashed potato, sort of like a cottage pie nugget, like a potato croquette, but with a bit of minced beef in the middle.
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah, sort of Yeah, like a potato croquette with minced beef and gravy in the middle.
Okay.
That's a rissole, I think.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
just for your information.
Yes.
In case.
This is an update on your wife, is it? She's not.
No, I've done the maths
that's
for
me.
you. I've done the maths for
right.
you. If you wanted to see how many Scotch eggs you could get into an average Royal Mail post box, it's 33.79. There you go.
Wow. Someone's worked that out.
I've done
That's not true. 33 Scotch eggs into a post box. Oh, a post box.
Yeah.
I was thinking letterbox. Okay, fine. Post box, fine.
No. If you were to go down the road and if you were really angry with the local postal service you've been receiving and you wanted to fill a post box with Scotch eggs, I don't suggest doing this because our postman's lovely. Plays classical music very loud though.
He'd smell them a mile off. So
well, because they've been put with something, he probably would. He'd probably smell the festering meat, as would all the foxes. He'd be wondering why there's a gathering of foxes outside the post box when he's gone to collect the mail.
Okay.
What's the word for a bundle of foxes?
I was just about to ask that question myself.
Is it a murder of foxes?
Let's have a look.
I think it might be a murder of
term
foxes.
for foxes.
While you look at
murder of
this, I'm just
crows.
going to go and pop my apple crumble in the oven. Won't be a moment.
You've got an apple crumble.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Oh, I would go some for an apple crumble. I've currently got custard at home with nothing to put it with. Anthony, do you approve of apple crumble?
Oh, absolutely. My mum used to make it with apples she had from an apple tree in the garden. Good times. Said apple tree is now gone.
Okay.
Dead.
Okay. That's a shame. Lewis, what is it?
The collective noun for foxes is an earth of foxes.
Never heard of that.
Did not know that.
So
wow,
if you
every day's a school day.
If you want to put an earth of foxes outside a post box, then fill it with Scotch eggs. 33.79 Scotch eggs.
Oh, hang on. There's conflicting evidence on websites. It could also be a skulk of foxes. You can have an earth of foxes or a skulk of foxes.
I think I've heard of a skulk of foxes. So I'll tell you something that only occurred to me this afternoon when thinking about this episode. You know the whole what came first, the chicken or the egg conversation people have? I only realised, because I've only ever imagined that conundrum with a chicken and a chicken's egg, but it's really any egg-based animal, isn't it? You know, what came first, the fish or the fish egg?
Well, maybe we should
what
maybe
came
we should throw
first
to our resident theologian, the Reverend Lewis Pearson.
If you believe in dinosaurs, what came first, the dinosaur or the dinosaur egg?
Surely they teach you this at Vicar School.
I mean, this is what we live on. I have no. I don't know. I'm gonna have to phone a friend.
Oh gosh!
I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
Oh, I think the egg.
What?
Yeah, well, because without getting too heavy here, lads, I think God was and is the driving force of evolution, and is that energy that pushes things forward. And so I think before animals there was land and sea, and I think from that came animals, and I think eggs would have come first.
Well, I mean, I wasn't even asking that question. I was just suggesting that that it's not just chicken and egg. A chicken and egg they're getting all the plaudits when it comes to that
Getting all the
conundrum.
focus.
Yeah, but it could literally be what came first. I don't know. Do crocodiles have eggs? They lay eggs, don't they?
Yeah,
I think they do.
Yeah.
Any egg-laying animal? What's your favourite egg-laying animal, Ant?
Don't have an opinion on it.
That's a cop out.
I mean,
so you always always wants to sit on the fence, doesn't he, Ant? Come on, Ant. Come on, give us some hard-hitting opinions on this stuff. Don't have any opinion on if everyone's got a favourite egg-laying animal, and you're just a bit embarrassed to fess up and give yours.
Feels that way.
I'll level with you. I've never considered it. I don't go to bed when I'm sweating with my ice pack on my pillow, wondering, which animal do I like best that lays eggs? Mainly because I hate eggs. Unless it's a chocolate egg. I love Cadbury's the most because they make chocolate eggs. I don't know, chickens because they taste good.
You find on this podcast a lot that you end up considering things that you've never once considered before. I think
that is true.
It's quite illuminating.
Duck-billed platypus for me.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're confident
I like
that
yeah.
they
They 100% lay eggs, mate. Say that right away.
Have you ever eaten a duck-billed platypus egg?
No, nor a duck-billed platypus.
Good, because they're probably endangered. Matt asks, should you drop the Scotch when serving Scotch eggs with butterscotch Angel Delight?
Someone else who's had too much sun.
That's very good. Like that a lot.
Yeah, I don't think that would go too well. Wouldn't go too well. But that brings to an end our question section. You'll be so relieved to hear, Mike.
There's some crackers there. Some crackers.
Also, wouldn't go over Scotch egg. Scotch eggs are very dry.
Oh, Scotch egg and crackers wouldn't. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, look, that just about brings us to a close, lads. Phil, the offer of you and your wife popping round, grabbing a bit of a crumble and cooling yourself down in my cold tub, very much open to you. Perhaps she just wants to go out there and soak herself for half an hour, and I'll leave her undisturbed. Yeah.
Well, perhaps, but it seems unlikely. If you wanted to, well, I think it's a bit late to even deliver me some apple crumble now.
I won't be delivering you apple crumble.
No, okay, that's fine.
No,
I did deliver you some Angel Delight the other week, but that's fine.
Oh, it was you, was it? I thought it was a mystery.
Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, forgot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Don't forget you can follow us on the Twitter, on the Instagram. Gosh, that's hard work. Instagram makes no sense. It's so confusing. They don't put anything in recent order on Instagram. If anyone knows how to do that, then good. Please do let us know, because I'm about 800 years old and have no idea. But don't forget you can subscribe, and then immediately once an episode uploads, it will go ping, new episode. So you can do that on Spotify and Google, on Apple and all of those. But mainly, thanks for listening. And if you've got this far,
wow,
so much respect for you.
God rest your soul.
Obviously, you can't sleep.
Very true.
Yeah. What do you do when you can't sleep and it's too hot? Whack on this, and within about 5 minutes of us waffling on, you'll be gone.
We should have put our
happy to help
our sleep advice at the end. I mean, because now what we've done is all those people who were going to go to sleep and struggle, so therefore would listen to the podcast, they're gonna have put the duvet just slightly over their midriff and fallen asleep immediately.
Yeah.
Thus won't have heard you getting ignored by at least 4 friends.
Listen, a listen is a listen, and that helps our numbers. So really, if you just subscribe, click play, scrap onto your next one, that's fine by us, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, have a good weekend.
Make the last evening, quite a lot of this evening redundant on that basis. So don't take that too much to heart, folks. Do listen right through.
Do listen, because Mike has, at least irritated 2 of our wives. Well, not irritated, but disrupted the evening of 2 of our wives tonight.
Absolutely, and one of our sons.
Yeah. I've got a few messages of people from people who I called who are just checking that I'm all right. Not so concerned that they want to call me back. Isn't that the way? Isn't that the way of this world? But they have taken to WhatsApp to check upon my well-being. Well, look, thanks for listening. Thank you, Phil, for as ever anchoring with aplomb. And,
I didn't tonight. You did.
No, always the glue, Phil. Always the glue.
Thanks.
And we'll see you on the other side.
See you on the other side. Take care.
Goodbye now.
Bye.
Bye.